Well, let's turn our attention away from the track for a moment, and it's time to turn our camera onto another of our featured pirates. This time we look at a man who once again has crossed the world to race for Poole Pirates. He's remained the highest point scorer for the Poole team since joining the club in 1988, and I'm talking of course about Craig Boyce. Craig, it's been an interesting year, and for the first time you started this year without an Elite League club place.
Yeah, that's right. Nowhere to go at the start of the year. It was a bit of a bummer, but no, it's turned out pretty good with the British League Cup, and had a stint at Oxford and a stint at Ipswich, my testimony, so it's been an eventful year, really.
Is it harder to compete when you're not in the cut and thrust of everything?
Yeah, of course, I've been doing a few meetings here and there, but it hasn't been the busiest of seasons, so, it's hard to keep on form and keep on top of things, but no, it's still been all right.
Now, I know that you've obviously been the all-time highest point scorer for Poole, but tell us a little bit how it all started for you.
How it all started? I come over in 1988, got asked to come over by Neil Street. He spotted me right in Australia. Had to prove myself within 3 meetings, otherwise go to Exeter, and I did that and stayed in the team and carried on, and the rest is history. It was good.
In terms of actually getting started on a speedway bike, I think I heard that it was Mick Poole that actually got you going by lending you his bike on one occasion, is that right?
Yeah, I used to race dirt track with Mick Poole, and he'd hurt himself at the time, so his spare bike was there. He said, "Boys, you jump on it and go and have a ride," and that's the way the story starts.
When you arrived in England, though, for the first time, was it what you expected? What was your memory of arriving for the first time in a foreign country?
Possibly not being anybody there to meet me at the airport. Promotion got the day wrong. Driving down the motorway, looking at the services, thinking this is weird. No, it was just buzzing to be in England, really, and get amongst the speedway spirit. I suppose it was good.
Do you remember a lot about the early matches that you rode for Poole?
Yes and no. It's a long time ago now, but yeah, I still remember the first match scoring a duck and going around the back of the truck, thinking, "God, is this how it is?" And then the third match scoring paid 9, I think I did, and thinking this is great. So it was good.
Who were the sort of people that influenced you in those days, perhaps at Poole and around the world?
Steve Schofield was, he helped me out more than anybody, I guess, and he's looked up with guys like Hans Nielsen and Eric Gunderson, I guess, and Bruce Pennell and Billy Sanders, and so there's plenty, really.
It's been a long and a glittering career for you on the international stage, in the Grand Prix. There's been lots of highlights in the Australian Championship and even in the World Championship. But what perhaps are the things that really stick in your mind?
Obviously, winning the league a couple of times with Poole and the knockout cups, and obviously the Voyens 94 on the rostrum, and World Team Cup champions and runners-up, and there's been loads, I guess. Just the whole thing in general has been a buzz.
What about the World Championship? The World Championship when you were third?
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah, at Voyens on the rostrum, that was really good.
Okay, well, the Grand Prix was also a checkered time for you, and perhaps many people might remember, of course, the fact that you were the one that felled Thomas Gollob, and I've heard various stories about that since. What was your memory of that?
Oh, nothing really. It was just, a bit of rage at the moment, I guess, but got knocked off and wrecked my bike, and, just you all seen what happened, so...
And I'm told that it was the riders that clubbed together and paid the fine after that as well, so I guess it wasn't an entirely unpopular move at that time.
No, he'd been causing a lot of problems, so... Yeah.
Okay, well, enough said about that. Now you've chosen, obviously, to set up your home in England, and you live not far from Poole. Do you still feel like a visitor, or does this now really feel like home?
Oh, it always has felt like home, It's just unfortunate the last few years I haven't been in the main team, and life goes on, I guess. But, yeah, so I grew up, and as you said, I only live up the road, so it is home, really.
And outside of Speedway, I know that you've got an interest in music, you play a little, and you've got an interest in computing as well. Are those the sort of things that you might have done if Speedway hadn't have worked out?
Well, I guess so, I've always enjoyed my guitar playing and stuff like that, and me fiddling around the PC and stuff, but I'd say so, I guess so.
Well, I'm glad that it did work out, and it clearly did, and in fact you've celebrated your testimonial this year. How important was that? Yeah,
that was good, it was... I've been going to have it a couple of years, and then just got together with Matt at the start of the year, and things sort of fell into place. And no, it was a good day, and just like to thank each and every one of you for your support. And it was I just couldn't believe it, really, to be honest with you. It blew me away.
Well, it absolutely did. It was a fantastic night. We'll remember it with fondness. You, as I've mentioned before, you didn't have an Elite League place, but really you've made your home for Poole at any rate, with the British League Cup side and captaining the British League Cup side. Has the British League Cup been everything that you wanted it to be?
Yeah, I guess so. It would have been nice to have some more meetings, but then, it's been a nice extra league, I guess, for me. And I'm still riding under the Poole race jacket, which is good, and be like racing a bit more of it. Yeah, no, it's good. It's been very good.
Well, we've seen you with your testimonial, and we're glad to see you still racing with the Poole race jacket for all these years. And what do you think the future holds for Craig Boyce? Can we see lots more points being piled up perhaps yet?
I hope so, you know. I'm not dead and buried yet, but time's getting thin, I guess. But I'm still enjoying myself, so keep going.
Okay, well, we hope we see a lot more of you still to come.
Cheers, thanks.
Well, certainly good to hear that Craig isn't thinking of hanging his wheels up just yet, and in fact he won't be able to hang them up certainly for a moment, because he's going back into action as the Wolverhampton Wolves come back to Poole.